my channel. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amelie Santini, and in this video, we're gonna be prepared for the school year. Usually going back to school is kind of hard because summer is a completely different mindset and we forget about the usual things that we learned from the year before that helped us thrive in the school year. So in this video, I'll hopefully be getting you back into that mindset. We're going to be doing things that are just going to get us prepared so that we don't drown with schoolwork right off the bat when school starts. First things first, in getting in mind to not drown in the school year is setting goals for yourself. What do you want to accomplish this year? Do you want to get all A's? Do you want to get A's and B's? This school year, I'm setting up goals for myself that, for example, I'm going to try to finish all my homework Friday, have Saturday as a rest day, and then Sunday, I won't do any homework, but it could be a potential study day for that week for the quizzes and tests. Another goal of mine is to study for quizzes and tests, not just the day before. I felt that last year, I was always studying the day before for quizzes and tests because I had so many, and I wasn't able to plan it out evenly, so I ended up only having one day before the test or quiz to study, and that's not beneficial for anyone, especially not for me, because I already had so many things going on that they kind of interlapped and I confused myself a lot. This year I'm planning on having at least 2-3 days before so I can already get familiar with the subject, and the day before just try to memorize the little details. Another thing is decluttering your computer. We don't realize how many copies of files we have, how many things that are hidden in our computer away from 2-3 years ago, and those things can take up storage and just make finding the files for this year way harder because of everything that's in there. When deleting things, you save up storage that can help you with new things this school year, especially not overpower your computer. You can do this by looking into the files that you have, emptying the trash. Sometimes we forget to do that, but that actually helps a lot. And just looking at old things from last year that you don't need anymore. If you still want to save some presentations from biology that you did in 9th grade, since you're going into 11th grade and you're doing AP biology, by all means go ahead. But I'm talking about things that you're not going to use, such as a worksheet from French, even though you're not taking French anymore. Just those things that are kind of irrelevant that you will never use again. Aside from just a computer, you should also clean out all the materials from last year, such as papers. We're given so many papers that we end up never using again, but sometimes we just keep them just because we've been keeping them throughout the year since we thought that it might be useful throughout the year. And sometimes teachers did tell us, hey, save these papers because you're going to use these for the finals. The finals are over, that grade is done, turn the page in the book and throw those papers away. Clean your workspace. During summer, you might not have used it, but now you definitely will. It's going to be really hard if on the first day of school you come back home and you still have to clean your desk aside from all the homework you're going to get. If you already have a clean workspace, clean your desk, everything clean, it's going to be so much easier coming back from school with all the work that they're already going to give you, and you're not going to feel like you're drowning in that you already have so many things to do and it's the first day or it's the first week already. For me last year, I used to just get a bunch of homework and then I used to get home and had so many chores to do that I didn't do before. It kind of overlapped and made me feel like I was never having free time, aside from just making you feel like you're always running behind your own tail, and that's not really the mindset that we should have for this school year. Make sure that you have all the equipment you need. Sometimes getting notebooks and a backpack is easy, but do you have pencils this school year? Did you run out of pencils? Do you only have 2? Do the erasers on those pencils work? Make sure that even the smallest details are already taken care of, because on the first day or even first week of class, you might already have a quiz that week, or you might have some things that you really need to be on top of your work to be able to get good grades in the beginning of the school year, and your teachers are expecting you to come prepared. So if you're not, that might put you in a situation that, one, your teacher is going to be mad at you and they might, talk about that in front of the whole class, and that's embarrassing. And 2, it just, again, makes you feel like you're drowning in the schoolwork and everything that you need to do. Organize your materials for school. Do you know a class that you're going to be taking a lot of notes in? You're going to need a lot of paper for that. And you need to have that organized, have a plan. What notebooks are you going to get for each class? Are you going to use a pen or use a pencil? Are you going to take notes on an iPad and a computer? Have those things already kind of planned out so that in the first week, you're not overthinking and overworked with all that you need to think of, such as how you're going to organize things. Because already having a plan is helpful, because the first week and the first 2-3 weeks are going to be very hectic because you don't know the teacher and you don't really know what to expect. So already having an organized workplace, like, oh, I'm going to take notes on this notebook, so this notebook is all for English. That way, even if you forget what a teacher said, you can already look in the notebook, all your papers are there, everything is set. Set up a plan about how you'll manage work, quizzes, and tests. when we go into the school year, we usually say, oh, we'll figure it out once I get there, right? I'll just study 3 days before. But it's not just one class, it's multiple classes. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming if you don't have a plan. So set up a plan. For me, that was actually one of my goals this year. I'm going to study at least 3 days before the test or quiz. And how am I going to achieve that goal? I'm going to write it down on my planner, what day exactly I have that test. I'm also going to write it down on Notion. I love using Notion and I love using my planner both together because one is digitally, so I always have it with me on my computer. I can access it through my phone. Another one is my planner, which I also take everywhere. But in the spur of a moment, whenever the teacher says what homework we have, I usually write it down on my planner first and then I organize everything on my computer. So I find that my planner is easier to kind of keep track of everything, whereas my computer, I can really look at what's happening. It's more visually appealing for me, and as a very visual person, I can see, oh, okay, so I have a test in 3 days, so I should probably start studying that now. Okay, I have a quiz in 1 week. Do I have certain questions that I need to ask before being able to study? And if so, let me write it down. Like, it's just more visually better than the planner, although I love using both because they both give me different things that I need. Set up a focus when you're in school. Set up certain apps that you'll be able to access in school and certain apps that you'll only be able to access after school is over. Having those apps kind of off during school can keep you from just accidentally opening them and then spending like 15 minutes, 10 minutes going through them. Because if that was like your study hall and you needed to be doing homework, that was 10-15 minutes less of doing homework that you're gonna take out from your leisure time after you go back to your house at night. So that's just gonna make doing homework at night longer. So setting up a customized focus can be really helpful, especially when starting school, and kind of setting the mental boundaries for yourself. Have a daily schedule. Do you know how long it takes for you to get up in the morning? That can actually be very stressful if you don't know how long you're gonna take, because on the first day, especially for me, I always say, oh, I'm gonna take 30 minutes, and then in the end I end up taking an hour and then I'm late. Now I don't want to be late on the first week and the first day, at least not then. I could be late throughout the rest of the year, but not on the first week. It's better if you set up a reasonable and like a realistic amount of time. Have all those things written down and kind of plan it out. What time you're gonna do your homework, what time you have sports, clubs, what time you're gonna go to sleep, and leisure time. That can be time for you to read, watch a movie, just take a bath, like relax, get all that stress out of you. How are you gonna dress that first week? How are you gonna style your hair? Is it gonna be straight? Is at school your hair gonna be frizzy? These are certain things that you need to get into the mindset of like, oh, what outfits can I wear? Do I have outfits that won't break the school dress code? Or if you go to school like me that has a uniform, does my uniform fit? You might have grown in the summer. Does it fit? Have that planned out, because usually we kind of forget about that. We'll just say, oh, I'll figure it out in the morning. But maybe the outfit that you had in mind is washing on the first day of school, and then you're like, what am I gonna do? Just having those like planned out can save you a lot of stress, especially in the morning. It's important to plan these things out because that way we don't always feel like we're always working, and that way we know that realistically, here are the things that we're gonna be able to do this day, and since those things are realistic, we know how to achieve them and how long we should be taking to do them. Having a schedule can help start the day well and end the day well, so the next day starts off even better. Another thing about your schedule is fixing your sleep schedule. Fix it now before it's too late, because the first 2 or 3 days before the first day of school are going to be so stressful with everything that you need to do that usually those days are not the best days to start fixing your sleep schedule. Try fixing your sleep schedule as early as possible, and that means going to sleep at a certain time and also waking up at a certain time, because you're going to wake up early, and if you're a person like me that is not a morning person, that is very hard to do out of like the blue. If you've been waking up like at 9 a.m. and suddenly you have to wake up at 6:30. And I think I've done a pretty good job of waking up early in the morning. Like I'm waking up like 7:30, 8, but now I had to get used to waking up at 6:30, and it makes a difference. That 1 hour makes a difference. For me, something that happened a lot last year was in the beginning, it was so hard to focus on my first and second classes because it was so early and I just wasn't really used to that, and it was like a different schedule completely, and the classes were like so long. So if you're like that, you need to find something that'll wake you up in the morning. I don't really like just coffee, so I'm trying to find ways to fix that problem. Currently right now, I'm trying to make an at-home like latte, just something that has caffeine in it that can wake me up. Still in the process of figuring that out, but you also need to figure that out for yourself. A latte, that might work for me, but what works for you? You could also buy caffeine drinks, certain juices, or anything that wakes you up that will help you with the transition of going back to school. And last but not least, plan a little kit with things that you know you're going to use at school that you might not be thinking of right now just because you spent so much time at home. At home, we have everything. Like, if we want chocolate, we can just go in the pantry and get chocolate, but not at school. So if you know that you have certain sweet cravings, or if you want gum throughout the day, pack those things. If you know that you're a hungry person, already pack certain snacks and protein thingies that you can put in your backpack so you're ready for that day. Another thing is feminine products, things like that, lotion for your hands, hand sanitizer, lip gloss, certain things that we might not be thinking of right now just because we're at home because it's summer, but when you go back to school, you're really gonna miss them. Do you have a water bottle? Just things like that we're not thinking of right now, but are like bare necessities for when we go back to school. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're more prepared for the school year. Hopefully so am I. Make sure to hit this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you have any video ideas you want me to do, comment down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and let's have a great school year. Bye!